Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar session today. I'm glad to introduce Zoho Subscription, your first step towards smarter billing and subscription management. My name is Dinesh, and I'll be taking you through the product and give you a complete overview on Zoho Subscriptions. I have my colleague Raghav here, who will be helping on your questions. Let me remind you that you are in a listen-only mode webinar. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat window and my colleague Raghav will be happy to answer them for you. Let's have a quick look at our agenda today. First, let us see what is Zoho Subscription and how it can manage your plans, add-ons and coupons, how to subscribe your customers and manage your customer subscriptions, including multiple subscriptions, and what are all the integration possibilities available. And finally, let's have a question and answer session, which will be a detailed one. Zoho Subscription is built for subscription-based businesses to help manage customer subscriptions and billing. Examples of these include Zoho, Netflix, Dollar Shave Club. Using Zoho Subscription, you can charge and invoice your customers on a recurring basis and manage customer subscriptions and streamline the other associated back office tasks. You can connect Zoho Subscription to your website or your web service in two different ways. One, Zoho Subscription provides hosted page which can be added to your website directly. So let me give you an example. Imagine you have a cart where your customers selected the products or selected a specific plan of yours. Once you select next, the next page where you procure your customer's card details and other information will be provided by Zoho Subscription, and we call that page as hosted pages. We will be providing that pages for you. All you have to do is embed them in your website, and all the details will be automatically captured in your Zoho Subscription organization. If you have any complex needs, you can always use our RESTful APIs. Let's imagine in some cases, if you're managing your subscriptions manually, typing in the customer name and the corresponding subscription and subscribing them and managing, still Zoho Subscription will help you to manage them. So we have hosted pages to easily configure your plans and add-ons in your website so you can check out your customers easily. For complex needs, we also have APIs. And we have admin console where you can manually create subscriptions and still manage your subscription business. Let me take you to Zoho Subscription. Once you log into Zoho Subscription account, you will be greeted with the dashboard. Dashboard gives you a quick insight on activations, sign-ups, active customers, net cancellation, and monthly recurring revenue and lifetime value these are very important reports, and you have the quick insight of these reports right here. You can click on any of these metrics that will directly take you to the report section. We have 25 plus reports starting from subscription to signups, activations, active customers. You can go to each and every section and select a particular product, the date range in which you would like to correlate the data, and you can also export the data in CSV format. Let me talk about reports in detail at the end of the webinar. Now let's directly go to the product section. Based on the type of product you offer, you can set different pricing plans with different rates under this product section. So let's start by adding a product. Click on Add Product button and enter the product name, followed by the description, notification email address, and then the redirect URL. Let me give you an example. You might be wondering what redirect URL is. So once your customers subscribe for the product in your website, the next page you want the customer to be redirected to is the redirect URL. So simply your web page, let's say a thank you note. Once you created a product, corresponding to a product, you will be able to add different plans, manage different add-ons and coupons. So click on this plus new icon here to add a new plan, or click on Add Plan on the top to add a new plan. Enter the plan name, plan code, which is a unique code, enter the price, and choose the bill every and select how you are going to bill. And select the billing cycles. whether it auto renews until cancelled, or if you wish to specify the expiry, the number of business cycles after which you want this plan to be expired, you can simply type in the number of cycles here. If you offer a free trial, imagine if you're running a software business, you will be providing a 14-day trial at the beginning where your customers can actually try out the product, so they will not be billed at that point in time. So if you wish to enter the free trial, you can enter the number of days here. If you have any one-time setup fee, you can simply type in. Choose the sales account and tax account. You can also click on this plus new tax to create a new tax. You might be wondering why the subscription application is tracking my accounts and taxes. I will tell you how Zoho Subscription is connected to your accounting application called Zoho Books, and I will tell you how easy it is to manage both your subscription business and accounting for your business right away using Zoho applications. And inside Zoho Subscription settings, we have an option where if you wish to track inventory for the plans, you can enable them under settings. Once that is done, if you wish to track inventory, check the box here, choose the inventory account, and enter the opening stock, followed by the opening stock rate, and finally the plan description, and hit save to add plan. So similarly, you can add as many plans as you want. Here you could see I have a bunch of different plans which I've created before. And now let's go ahead and add an add-on. Similar to a plan, you can enter the add-on name and then the add-on code, which is a unique code, enter the unit name, and add-on type, whether it's a one-time add-on or it's a recurring one. If it is a recurring one, choose the pricing interval, weekly, monthly, or yearly based on your requirement. Choose the pricing scheme, unit, volume, tier, or package. So based on that, you will be able to enter the details. For volume, you can enter the start quantity and end quantity. For example, let's assume that I'm selling t-shirts. I'm going to say from 1 to 100 t-shirts, I'm going to sell it for $12. And from 101 to 200, I'm going to sell it for $10. So similarly, you can create different price brackets based on your requirement. And you can say this add-on is associated to all the plans which you have created corresponding to this product, or you can uncheck it and specify that this is only applicable to the premium plan or the enterprise plan, and so on. So again, to capture your accounting information, you can select the income account and taxes based on your requirement. Similarly, you can track inventory, add description, and simply save it to create add-ons. So you can create as many plans as you want for a particular product and then add as many add-ons as you want. And now you might be giving discounts, let's say a seasonal discount. We have Christmas, we give discounts to our customers. Click on add coupon to add a new coupon, enter the coupon name, enter the coupon code. Please note the code is always unique. Enter the discount in percentage, or you can also say flat fee. Redemption type, whether it's going to be one time or forever. And what are the plans you want this coupon to be associated. If you want to specifically select a plan, you can choose them here from the drop down. Similarly, the add-ons. To what are all the add-ons you want to associate these coupons to, you can select them here. And valid up to date. So I can say this coupon is valid till 30th of this month. Maximum redemption is nothing but the number of subscription that can be redeemed with this coupon. And once you enter all this information, you can simply click on save. So now I've shown you how easy it is to manage, create products, plans, add-ons, and coupons. In the beginning, I spoke about the hosted pages, right? Let me give you a sample on how it will look like. So here I have a plan, premium, and here you could see a plan URL. I can click on it. So this is a sample one, which can be embedded in your website. Please note that this is a sample one and you can customize the look and feel of this hosted page based on your website. I'm going to open that in a new tab. So here you could see once my customer selected the premium plan, the next page he will see is this, where he will find the premium, the item which is selected, If he has any coupons, he can type in the coupon code here directly. He can enter his first name, last name, email address, company, and all those. Enter the billing address, shipping address. He can also copy it. He can enter the payment information, so his card details and everything will be procured. And please note that the card details will not be saved with Zoho subscription. It will be saved with the respective payment gateway. And here you might be wondering what these are. These are test card numbers. Initially, when you create Zoho subscription, you will be in the test mode to perform testing across all your use cases and workflows. So create a Zoho subscription organization and it will be in the test mode, and you can perform all the actions based on your requirement. Once you're satisfied, you can go ahead and create a live organization with similar settings, and you can perform live transactions, receive money. So on the hosted page, let's assume that I'm going to type in all the details. Let me be your customer and I'm typing all my details. I'm going to subscribe to your premium plan. And I can simply click on this card to use them. I'm going to hit subscribe. So once that is done, I'll be redirected to another page. And here you could see for this particular product, I've selected a redirect URL here just to show you guys. This is created in Zoho Creator application. Okay, so once your customer has entered all the details in the hosted page, you can go to the customers tab and you will find that all the details which your customer entered is automatically captured. You don't have to type in or do any other. So here you could see my customer's details, the card details, the last 4 digits of the card details populated for me. It also shows the expiry date and the particular payment gateway, and his billing address and shipping address, the list of subscription he has subscribed. So currently he's selected premium and I can click on it and I can have more details. So it's $40 per month, and what is the next billing date, what is the last billing date, and how it renews and all those. I can add my personal notes right here. I can also change this to offline mode and I can update his card details. I can update reference number, salesperson if any, and so on. So when I head to this transactions tab, I will find the list of transactions. So first, the payment which I received and the payment information corresponding to that. And the mode, it's a test gateway. So you will have gateway information here with auto transact ID and card processed the last 4 digits. And what is the gateway? Gateway transaction ID and auto transaction ID and so. And what is the status, whether it's successful or failure, what is the date, description, and to which invoice this payment has been recorded. I can go back and I can find the invoice corresponding to that. So here I could see the invoice for premium for my customer, which is automatically generated and it's automatically emailed to my customer. I can print it out, I can download it in PDF format, or I can also click on send mail and I can enter the details and I can add additional details and send it across to my client. This is how easy it is to manage hosted pages. All you have to do is embed them in your website, and as soon as your customer enters the details, it will be automatically captured in Zoho subscription and you can manage them with an ease. Now I will tell you how to create offline subscriptions for the same customer. You can click on new subscription on the top, and here you can select the product and the plan, change the quantity, or if you wish you can add taxes. If you wish to add add-ons, you can add them here. Similarly, you can enter the quantity and all those information. If you wish to associate another add-on, click on associate add-on and add them. To add a coupon, select coupon here and enter the coupon. You can enter the start date will be today. And if you wish to specify the number of cycles, you can uncheck the never expires box and enter them here, or check them. Enter the reference number. And to collect offline payment, uncheck them. So here Zoho subscription facilitates two options. You can manually create subscription without any websites, and you can still receive online payments. So now let's assume I'm going to click continue. And for the same customer, since the card details is automatically stored, and I can hit subscribe, the payment will be, when I hit subscribe, the payment will be automatically fetched from his card details. I can also add additional card details here. I can configure more payment gateways. I'll talk about the payment gateways once I head to the settings section. Bank account details can also be captured for ACH. And when you hit subscribe, the payment will be automatically fetched. And here you could see the billing details. Now let's imagine a case where my customer is giving money through, let's say he transfers money to my bank, completely offline. I can select the product in a similar fashion, plan, and I can say collect payment offline. Here I have an option to select the payment terms. Once that is done, I can click on continue and I can say subscribe. So my customer has subscribed for this plan, but he has not paid me yet. When I go back to transactions tab, I will find an invoice which is in the send status. For this particular invoice, for this plan, I have subscribed my customer, but I have not received any payment. Since I have his card details, I can click on collect charge and I can choose the card details and I can proceed to fetch the payment. Apart from printing and downloading and emailing, you also have an option to void this invoice or write off or send reminder or enter the expected payment date. Now, when you click on more option, you have an option called record payment. When you click on it, you can say that I have received $1,000 from a customer and I can distribute them. Under settings, you have to enable an option called as to record excess payment if you wish to track excess payment provided by your customer. Imagine a case where the invoice is just for $400 and your customer paid $500 and he asked you to use the $100 for the next subscription. So Zoho subscription helps you to manage that as well. All you have to do is go to settings and enable that option, and excess payment will be you can then record the excess payments, and moving forward it will be an ease. I can check the box if you actually receive $399, the exact amount. If there is any bank charges, you can enter them here, and mode of payment you can select them. And deposit to, you can select them, enter the reference number based on your requirement. If there is tax deducted, you can choose them here and you can distribute the amount. And once you hit save, the payment is now recorded. And here you could see the payment information. The mode is cash. And when I go back to the transactions tab, I could see that this invoice is automatically in paid status, $399. So this is how easy and flexible Zoho subscription is to manage your subscription using hosted pages, as well as creating, using the card details of your client and managing offline subscription and receiving money offline. Let me talk about APIs now. We have a detailed API documentation here. So this gives an example for each and every section, starting from products, how to create a product, update or delete, to plan, add-ons, coupons, and how to create a new subscription, what are the parameters involved, And we have a quick example on the right side, so you can go through them and design your program based on that. So these are for completely complex needs. You can use them based on your requirement. Based on every activity, you can filter them here in the dashboard and you will find the respective activities here. Here you could see today there are 5 signups and 5 activations and 94 active customers for me right now. I can click on them and I can view them. I have my reports at any point in time and I can gain them. Now let me talk about and give you a brief on what are the settings involved for Zoho subscriptions. I can click on this gear icon to configure different settings. And let me start with organization profile. Organization profile is where you upload your company details, where you upload your company's logo and enter your basic details of your company. Enter details of your company. Here you can choose the industry type, enter your company's address, and this is the primary email address, which means whenever I send an email out to my client, this is the from address. If you wish to change it, you can click on configure email and add additional contact, enter the name, email address, and simply save it. While creating an account, you would have selected the base currency. Base currency is nothing but the accounting currency or your regional currency. Let's imagine you live in United States of America and your base currency will be USD. We can choose your fiscal year here. Tax basis, switch between accrual and cash. Choose the one which you operate. Choose the date format. Some of you might want to display your company ID and tax ID on your invoices. You can enter them here and display them. To add additional fields, click on add additional fields and add them here. Users. Users are nothing but the employees, or let's say my colleague, to whom I would like to share my organization and he'll be working for me. For an example, I can click on invite user and I can choose the email address here and I can associate role either as an admin and the staff. So staff user will be able to access all the modules except reports, dashboard, and settings. He won't be able to find any key metrics. He can simply enter the data. Admin user does not have any does not have any restrictions at all. General preferences. Starting from invoice, you can choose the invoice prefix here. You can change them. And we have 2 major preferences starting from grouping invoices and invoice billing date. For an example, let's assume I have a customer who has subscribed to 4 different plans of mine. If I'm going to send invoices separately for each and every plan, I have to send him 4 different invoices. There might be cases where I want to send a single invoice with 4 different line items. Line items are nothing but the 4 details of that subscription displayed. If you want to do that, you can select yes, group my invoices into one, or if you wish to send invoices separately, you can say no, send invoices separately. Invoice billing date. My customers will be subscribing for my plans and add-ons throughout the month. Let's say 1st of the month and 10th of the month is where I want to bill all my customer. I can click on, I'll choose the billing date and I can say 1 and 20 here and I can remove the rest. What happens is that the customer who has subscribed for my plan from 1st of the month till the 20th of the month, he'll be billed on the 20th. From 20th to the 1st of the month, he will be billed on the 1st of the month. So, an invoices to all your customers will be sent out on that particular day. If you don't want that option, you can simply say same date as the subscription date. Credit notes can be created for the subscription, and here redeem credit notes option is available, which means if you have credits available for the next subscription, the credits will be automatically applied. In the beginning, I spoke about excess payments, and here is where you have to apply it so that you can record excess payments. You can add different custom fields here and enter the custom field and check the box here to display them on your invoices. Enter notes and terms and conditions here based on your requirement and hit save. Customer preferences. Here you can add custom fields for your customers up to 10. Product preferences is where if you wish to enable inventory, and if you're a service based business and you don't have any inventory module, you don't need any inventory module at all, you can simply uncheck them and save them. Address format is how you display your organization address and your customer's address. So here I have decided to go with street address first, followed by the city, state, country, and postal code. You can insert different placeholders and alter them based on your requirement. Retry settings. I've shown you that Zoho subscription procures your card details, which will be saved in the payment gateway. I'll be discussing about the payment gateway once I get into the integration section. And now, let's imagine there is a recurring subscription. So next month, first, the payment should be automatically fetched. There are two cases. One, the payment might be successfully fetched without any hassles, or there might be cases where my customer's card details might be expired, or the bank is not allowing us to take the payment, and so on. So there might be many cases for payment failures. If there is any payment failures, how do you manage them? Zoho subscription will also help you to manage them. First, let's talk about on payment success. Here you can say send payment thank you along with the invoice. So whenever you receive the payment, you can send an email saying thank you so much for your payment and the invoice attached to it. So this option is available for credit card. On payment failures, we have three different options. One, send failure notification, simply an email which will tell you that the payment has been failed, which will tell the customer that the payment has been failed. And for credit card, I can click on and I can choose the template, which is the email template. I can customize the content here. Similarly for ACH, I can click on it and I can customize the content here. Send failure notification and retry is where you define Zoho subscription to go for another attempt. Go ahead and retry. So first you can select the number of days after the previous attempt. Imagine if the payment has been failed today and I wanted to try again after 2 days. I can say 2 here. What if that attempt fails? I can still send a the failure notification, or I can decide not to send it. If the payment is successful, automatically an email will be triggered to your client saying thank you so much for your payment. You can set up to 3 retries, and please note that altogether it should not exceed 30 days. After all the retries, how do you want your subscription to be marked as unpaid or cancelled? You can select them here and save them, and your retry settings are set. Taxes section is where you manage your taxes, both your individual taxes and the group taxes. Click on plus new tax and enter the tax name followed by the percentage and check the box if this is a compound tax. You can click on this plus new tax group and say that these are the taxes involved in this tax group and enter the tax group name and simply hit save. Currencies. Currencies is where you set the exchange rate between your currency and your customer's currency. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you live in the United States of America and your client lives in Australia. So there are 2 different currencies involved in it. Now, whenever there is an invoice created for the Australian client, Zoho subscription will create the invoice and it will display Australian dollars in the invoice. Even though you have entered your plans add-ons and everything in your base currency. So you would have rated your plans and add-ons and everything. Let's say $12, 12 US dollars, 13 US dollars, and so and so. Here in this section, you have an option to specify the exchange rate between your currency and your customer's currency. Based on the exchange rate, the invoice for your Australian client, the US dollars will be automatically manipulated with using the exchange rate which you have entered, and it will show Australian equivalent price. Templates. Templates is where you can customize your invoice and credit note templates. You can click edit, and we have divided the whole template into 5 different sections, starting from template properties, header and document information, item table, total, footer section. You can customize this font size, color, background image, header image, footer image, header content, footer content, and a lot more. To add a new template, you can click on this plus new template button and choose the template based on your requirement. This can be similarly done for credit notes as well. Just to show you, same similar options. Email notifications preferences will help you to manage the content which you sent across to your client. You can click on default here and you have the email content. You can change them, modify them based on your requirement. You can insert different placeholders, use HTMLs to code them, add images, hyperlink. You can do a lot more. And if you wish to save them as a different template, click on save as new and enter the template name and simply hit save. So here I have 2 different templates, default and the template new. Likewise, you can customize templates based on your requirement. Reminders. We have manual reminders which will remind your customer for overdue invoices and sent invoices. Automated reminders is where I can define them. Click on plus new reminder and select the name. Simply type in the reminder name and choose whom to remind. Automated reminders will remind me or my customer or both the number of days before or after the due date. Let's say 2 days before the due date. The invoice will be set with a due date, right? And this reminder will be acting based on the due date. So 2 days before the due date of an invoice, I will receive an email. So since I've selected me, if I'm going to select me and my customer, I will receive an email as well as my customer will receive an email notifying that there is an invoice which is going to be due in 2 days. I can completely customize the content based on a requirement and I can save them. And I can turn them on or off based on my requirement again. Integrations. Here, first you will find the test payment gateway as this organization is in the test mode. And we are integrated with PayPal Payflow Pro, Stripe, 2Checkout, Authorize.net, PayPal Payments Pro, Forte, and WorldPay. To configure a payment gateway, all you have to do is click on Setup Now, enter your credentials, and simply save them. And moving forward, the payment can be automatically processed by the respective payment gateway, and also the card details will be managed by the payment gateway. Zoho applications. You can connect with Zoho CRM. Zoho CRM is a customer relationship management tool where you can manage your accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, and you have various metrics and reports based on the lead conversion, opportunities, and lots more. Other applications. So here I'm going to explain you much more detailed fashion of the Zoho subscription and Zapier integration. You can always click on this learn more button and we have a detailed help document which will help you to understand how this integration works. Now let me take you to Zapier. Zapier is a web automation platform that allows business to control and connect hundreds of best-in-breed web services. So you can connect with different web services and configure what are the triggers and what are the information I need to carry from one web service to the other. Even if you're a non-developer, it's very easy to do it. I'll just show you how to do that. Once I log into my Zapier account, I can click on Make a Zap. And now all I have to do is choose the trigger app. Trigger app is from which application the data is starting. Let's say from which application the data is fetched and given to the other action application. Now I'm going to select Zoho subscription here and I can choose the action application. Let's say MailChimp. And now I can say choose a trigger. Whenever there is a new subscription created, I want that customer to be added as a subscriber in my MailChimp account. I can add them. So this is how easy it is to manage your Zapier integration. Select the application from which the data should be pushed and select the to application and what is the information to be pushed and how that information to be reflected in the other application. Once that is done, click on continue. And here you can connect to Zoho subscription. Click on here and click on this link and it will automatically generate an auth token. All you have to do is copy the auth token without any spaces and enter them here and click continue. So the account is working. Now I can use this webhook and I can click on continue and I can connect to my MailChimp account. In the meanwhile, I can go back to Zoho subscription, go to my webhooks, I can click on create webhook. Now I have a URL to be notified. So now when a subscription is created, Zoho subscription will notify this URL. This URL to Zapier will automatically trigger and add this subscription to the subscriber list in my MailChimp account. Similarly, I can enter my MailChimp credentials and save them. Now let me give you another example. In some cases, from another application, you want the data to be pushed into Zoho subscription. You can also do that. Okay, let me talk about how the trigger action can be set from Wufoo to Zoho subscription. So you can select Wufoo here and Zoho subscription from the drop down. Once that is selected, you can select new entry, that is a trigger point. So whenever there is a new entry in my Wufoo account, I can select to create a new subscription in my Zoho subscription account or create a new customer. I can select them and I can click on connect a Wufoo account here and enter my credentials here. Similarly, I can choose my Zoho subscription account or I can also connect to a different Zoho subscription account based on my requirement. This is how simple Zapier integration is all about. You can connect with different applications, loads and loads of applications. You can scroll down and view the list of applications, and the possibilities are enormous. Let's get back to Zoho subscriptions. And in the integration part, I've discussed about the Zapier integration. To learn more on the integration, you can click on Learn More and it will directly take you to the help documentation page. Webhooks, as I told you, will help you to notify third-party services based on your requirement. So click on Create Webhook. As I've shown you, we can enter the URL. It need not be Zapier. It might be your web server or your web application. And you can check the box for which webhook to which URL. I'm sorry, to which act for which action to which URL the notification to be sent. Here I have selected when the subscription is activated, and I can also say when an invoice is created, or I can say when a subscription is upgraded, and so on. So I can check the box to add more details. Here you can customize hosted page details. Let's say if you don't want coupons or shipping address in your hosted page at all, you can remove them. You can enter terms and service URL, privacy policy, and Google Analytics tracking code, and all those information in here. Now let me talk about how Zoho subscription is integrated with Zoho Books. Zoho Books is an accounting application which can take care of your account receivables, account payables, connect with your bank to reconcile your transactions, to track time and you bill your customers, and you have lots and lots of other features to track inventory as well. Zoho subscription, as I said, is pre-integrated with Zoho Books. There is no integration with zero click and zero effort, wherein any transaction which occurs in Zoho subscription will be instantly available or updated in Zoho Books. Just to show you guys, click on sales and here invoices list are available. So here you could see my customer Aaron, which I've added in my Zoho subscription account, is automatically populated here, and that invoice is also populated here. I can go to contacts to view him. I can click on this Aaron and I can view the details right here. And I can click on transactions to view the list of transactions, recent activities, and everything. So whenever there is a subscription created with Zoho subscription, whenever there is an invoice created, it will be automatically populated in your Zoho Books account. Now, you will have all your subscription related metrics as well as your accounting or your financial metrics at the same time, bridging the gap between your subscription economy and the traditional accounting. Since Zoho subscription is integrated with Zoho Books at data level, it is open to all the integration which you have done with Zoho Books. A good example will be the integration between Zoho Books and Zoho CRM. We have also seen the Zoho CRM integration here. Please note that Zoho Books can also be connected with Zoho CRM, and you have various integration possibilities from Zoho Books and Zoho subscriptions. I hope I covered all the basic features and functionalities of Zoho subscriptions. I think I made some in-depth view on some specific areas. So that concludes the webinar. I encourage you to sign up for the free test account where you can explore all the features. Once that is done, you can click on create a live organization. And now you can create a live organization directly and you can proceed to pay. So simple as that, and you can configure your payment gateway and receive payments online and manage your subscription with an ease. Now, if you have any questions, if you want me to shed light at any specific area, you can simply post them in the chat box and I'll be more than glad to show you those specific areas and help you with that question. I'm waiting for your questions. Thank you so much.